So today what we're doing, we are going to be learning the goalpost method for dimensional analysis. That sounds big and scary, but I'm going to walk you through it. I think you'll do wonderful at it. It just builds on the math you already know and that you're wonderful at. And so on my screen right now, you see two things. On the right-hand side, you see our steps for the goalpost method. On the left-hand side, you see our question that we're going to be answering. How many centimeters are in 3 feet? And so, to answer this, we are going to go through the goalpost method. But before we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some basic math. So, on my screen, I have 3 feet. Now I have 3 feet over 1. That is still the exact same value. Having 3 feet over 1 is the exact same thing as 3 feet. It is no more than 3 feet. It is no less than 3 feet. It is still the exact same amount. It's like saying 1 over 1 is still 1. All right, this next one, 3 feet times 1, is still the exact same thing. It's still 3 feet. It's no more than 3 feet. It's no less than 3 feet. So if you get a little bit crazy, if you go 3 feet times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, you still have 3 feet. I do not have more than 3 feet. I do not have less than 3 feet. So this principle is, and it is what dimensional analysis is based on. All right, what you're going to be doing with dimensional analysis is you're going to be making math work for you. And so you're going to build on the concepts you already know and be able to answer complicated problems like this. So in our problem, how many centimeters are in 3 feet? You probably don't know that one right off, but you know all the steps to get there. So number one, it says for steps, it says set up the goalposts as needed. So these are goalposts. They're supposed to kind of look like the football goalposts. I think they look more like rugby uprights, but whatever. We're going to call it the goalpost method. And so the very first thing we're going to do, we're going to draw these. And you'll figure out how many you need per problem based upon what information you have. And so the second thing, it says place the conversion factors between the goalposts. So what we need to start with is what we already know. In this box always goes what your beginning point is. So we know 3 feet. All right, that is what we're starting with, and we're trying to end up at centimeters. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 1 there. And so I have not changed that value. 3 feet is still 3 feet, is 3 feet. All right, it's not more, it's not less, it's still just 3 feet. And so what we're trying to do is get all the way over to centimeters. And to do that, we need to cancel out any units that show up in the numerator and the denominator. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a little bit look back to what we learned with how to find density and how to find volume. So with density, we knew that mass, density equals mass over volume. And so I have the KFMA up there. And so we see that our final answer for this was density equals 5 grams over milliliters. And so how we got that final unit for our answer, we had to look at one thing. We had to look at our math, and we had to see what we were dividing by what. So in our math, we had grams divided by milliliters. Those don't cancel out at all with cross cancellation. Your unit in your numerator and your unit in your denominator were two separate things, so they would not cancel out. So our answer is 5 grams over milliliters. They never canceled. But let's look at our second one where we have volume. Volume equals mass divided by density. With that, we look at our math. So we have volume is 12 grams over 4 grams per milliliter. So our answer, we're looking for volume, and we know our answer right off is 3. 12 divided by 4 is 3. But our question is, what is our units? So look at the units that we have there. We have grams over milliliters. And so when you have the same unit in the numerator over the top line and the denominator under the line, all right, what you do, you destroy them, you get rid of them, you cross them out, you never use them again. And so with volume, I've gotten rid of grams. And so 12 divided by 4, I've already crossed out the grams. What I know is I have milliliters left. And so what my answer is for this, my volume is 3 milliliters. So that cross cancellation, you've done it before, you know how to do it, you should be confident in it. We're going to be doing the same thing with our dimensional analysis. So we want to move from feet all the way to centimeters, and we don't want to add anything to it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be timesing by 1. What I mean by that is we're going to be going by units of 1, but we're going to be trying to get rid of this feet unit and move to centimeters. So how we're going to do that, we got to cross cancel. So to get rid of a 3 foot in the numerator, we need something foot in the denominator. And so what I need is I need something that equals 1 there. So I know I can find inches for feet, and then I'm not looking for inches, I want to get to centimeters, and I know to put inches then in the denominator, and so I know how many centimeters are in an inch, and so our final answer then will be a centimeter. So what you're going to be doing here is you're going to be putting in numbers so that they fit here. So when I do this, what's going to happen is I'm going to cross cancel out the units. So I'll cross cancel out the feet there, cross out the inches there, so I'll be left with only centimeters. And so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add in numbers that equal 1. So I know 1 foot equals 12 inches. That right there is essentially 3 times 1. All right, because what we've done is we've taken 3 feet times 1, which we know from our previous slide, 3 times 1 is 3. We have not added to or taken away from the original 3 foot. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find out how many inches are in a centimeter. From yesterday's class, we know that 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. And so what we now need to do, so that is cancel out any units that show up in the numerator and the denominator. So I'm going to take those out. We've already kind of shown through that. And so now the only unit we have left is centimeter. Excellent, we're on the right stage. And so we have to move down to step 4. You're going to multiply all the numbers in the numerator together, then all the numbers in the denominator together. You'll see my units are missing because we've already gotten rid of them with cross cancellation. And so you multiply those together. So in green in the numerator, I have 91.44. In the denominator, 1, because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. And so step 6 simply is divide the final numerator by the final denominator to get the answer required. So you're going to divide it out, get your final answer, which is how many centimeters are in 3 feet? 91.44 centimeters. That took a long time because we're getting used to it. Most of the time, it will not take this long. This is supposed to be in a way that you will figure out how to do this. And so, good luck with this, guys. Keep working at it. You'll do well. I'm excited to see how you do. Have a good day.